Ladies and gentlemen, a long time ago, I told my friends, relatives, and just about everyone in my circle that hip hop culture and rap would be the detriment to not only black youth, but to the black community as a whole. I preached that it promotes crime, violence, drugs, and a subculture, including speech, that would distance the black community from mainstream society. All these rappers strive for is street cred, bling bling, and how many hoes they can bed, and who's the next fool that they can shoot. Well, this was all in play last Thursday as a Bay Area rapper whose name I will never mention on any of my episodes. As a matter of fact, I will never mention the name of any rapper personally, pronoun-wise, on any of my episodes. This particular rapper from the Bay Area and Vallejo in particular, same town as Confunction, which is kind of just a slap in their face. This rapper was shot and killed by a retired Oakland police captain while that former officer was pumping gas at 1 o'clock p.m. in broad daylight. He and two other individuals, let's just say for lack of a better term, tried to rob the police captain. And he shot and killed this rapper. Coming up next, I'll have that story and my opinions on the Fabulous Form Factor.
You're about to enter the zone called the Fabulous Forum Factor, where a world of fabulous facts will come from a traditional forum. And now, without further ado, here's your host, as informative and jubilant as always, Mr. Kenneth Anthony Moultrie.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Fabulous Forum Factor here on this Tuesday, October 26, 2021. And I am your fearless host, Mr. Kenneth Anthony Moultrie. And I want to welcome you once again to my show. And once again, I want to thank you for all of your support, all the episodes that you've shared, all the episodes that you've liked, commented on, anytime that you've hit that follow, anytime that you hit that subscribe bell. I appreciate all of that. Believe you me. So today, I want to start with kind of, I want to say in a roundabout way to get to the main point of this particular episode. But I want to, like I say, start by just paving a trail to get to where I want to get. And that trail is a common denominator that, like I said in my opening, that is I've been saying for years. And this hip hop culture, now I'm not talking about only their lyrics, because to me, hip hop is rap is not music. Okay, that's an oxymoron. Okay, so I'll just call them lyrics. Okay, they may be artists in their own way. I don't look at them as that, but that's just the way it is. Okay, so they live in a subculture. Okay, the way they talk. Feel me, dude? Feel me? For sure, man. Dude, you feel me? You like it? Oh, yeah. I'm going down there for sure. All that old kind of stuff. How's that? When you dress like that, when you talk like that, when you look like that, you cannot fit in mainstream society. So they're outcasts. So they feel as though actually that they have no other choice but to live in this particular way. And that is robbing people, assaulting people, breaking the law, trying to get over. That's all they think of. These rappers get these videos, they pretend like they're rich. Not that I watch rap videos, but I've seen them on, on YouTube or the news, just clips or something like that. I see what they're doing. I know what it's all. I don't have to watch it or know anything about rap to know what's going on. I know they're a bunch of thugs. This is what they are. They're a bunch of thugs trying to get street cred, because if they don't live up to that particular lifestyle, then they'll just be ostracized by their own peers. They're not hard enough. They're not bad enough. They don't have enough gold teeth in their mouth. They don't have enough bling bling. Their pants ain't sagging all the way down to their knees low enough. They don't have on the right shoes. They don't have on the right colors. That's all a subculture. And for all of you adults out there who promote rap music, you're part of the problem. If you promote anything outside of the Sugar Hill Gang or something like that was started way back in the 80s, I'm talking about this gangster stuff, this how they're, sucking young girls into it and making them, think that that's how young black men are supposed to look. If you promote that kind of stuff and say, I like rap music, and you promote that kind of stuff, then you're part of the problem. That's me talking. You are part of the problem, because this is a subculture that has dragged down the black community, and not just people of that age group, but law-abiding black Americans, law-abiding Americans as a whole, because we are feeling the wrath of their hoodness. They're hoodlums. So a few days ago in Oakland, you probably heard the story already. He's a retired Oakland, California police captain, a black man. His name is Ersie Joyner, common spelling, Joyner. Now, he served for like 27 or 28 years on the Oakland Police Department. You have to when you make captain and you become a commander of particular units, that's at least a 25-year service position just to get to that far. And Mr. Joyner retired in 2019, so just 2 years ago, from the Oakland Police Department. Now, by all accounts, he's had run-ins with these hoodlums, not these same ones, but similar youth or whatever in Oakland, which I don't see how you can't avoid in Oakland. Don't let me start. You have to, if you're a police officer in Oakland, sooner or later, you are going to run into some serious trouble. Now, there was a recent survey of city police officers in particular different precincts all over the United States. And it came to be that it was somewhere around 88% of all police officers never ever even have to draw their weapon or their service weapon in their career. And now that's on an average. Now, this particular officer, Ersie Joyner, when he was on the force, he did have a couple of incidents where he used his weapon, his service revolver, which is, in my opinion, just normal for Oakland. You just go right down the line. Detroit, St. Louis, Memphis, Newark, Cleveland, New Orleans, Atlanta, Miami. Just keep going. It's just par for the course in those places. San Francisco, Portland, Seattle, you name it. So he's at the gas station pumping gas. And here comes this vehicle. I guess it was parked kind of like on another pump. And three guys get out and they approach him. Now, one guy looks like he's holding him at gunpoint, and the other two are rummaging through his person trying to find what they can find. Now, I want to stop there for a second to say that there was first reports that he owned a cannabis store. Okay? Now, this cannabis stuff is coming out of the woodwork lately, because if you remember, recently, as a matter of fact, it just came out yesterday that the young graduate student Jelani Day in the state of Illinois was coming out of a cannabis store, and it looks like he was followed and subsequently killed. It did come out today that the cause of his death was drowning. Okay, so it was reported that Ersie Joyner came out of this cannabis store, which he apparently or first reportedly owned. And so he was probably followed. Now, if you look at the video, they do go over his body, but they, for some reason, didn't catch the gun. He had a gun on him. Now, one of them opened the back door, and they didn't find anything. And in the front seat, there was this big, huge, almost like a gym bag, like a big, big gym bag. And if he's coming from the cannabis store, he's affiliated with that, and they followed him and they watched him, you can imagine what was in there. I don't think, because they were not after the car, okay? They were not after the car. They were after the weed, the drugs, what else was in there, and whatever he had on him, be it a cell phone, a watch, or cash, or credit cards, or whatever. A lot of times while they take those cell phones, they don't want the information to get back to, the police, or for them to track, or whatever it is. They try to take the cell phone, not that they need a cell phone, because everyone has a cell phone. It's not a novelty anymore. So this is what happened. They took it, and he wiggled loose from the guys after the other one started to go in the front seat, or the front door of the car, and he shot one of the guys, the rapper, right in his head, and he fell like a tree, and he fell right by the pump, and matter of fact, it looked like he shot him again. The other guy, now the former officer, Ersie Joyner, was struck 6 times, and the first reports were that he was really fighting for his life. He was in ICU, intensive care unit, like I say, fighting for his life, which is probably true then and it's probably still now. But the other report I did see or hear more recent was that he is stable, meaning he's really not getting any worse, and, he's probably not really progressing yet, but, not getting worse is a good sign for now. So the other guys tried to drag their compadre away, and when he was limp, because he's sitting there taking the room temperature test, he wasn't moving. So they just left him, got in the car, and took off. While the poor former police officer was struggling, he actually tripped over the guy he shot dead and made it back, toward the back of his vehicle. And then next thing you know, a lot of police officers came and whatnot. Now, so we're at a point right now to where these gas station robberies and assaults are turning into a fad. Now, before I go on from there, I want to say this before I forgot. Now, officials did get a good look at the vehicle from a camera perspective. They got it driving away from the gas station. They got it going down the street. And they do have a license plate on the car, license plate, vehicle, and all that kind of stuff, make and model. Now, I bring that up to say, just on my last episode, I produced an episode about Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, how they just recently passed a bill by a 12-2 count that police would no longer be able to pull over or stop any vehicle for minor offenses. And that's like a busted tail light, even expired tags. Now, that vehicle that they saw, that they got a good look at in this Oakland attempted robbery, you can see it really, really clear. They have a 2022 tag on it, okay? And you can see the license plate. Now, I attest that I know that these hoodlums and thugs don't play by the rules, okay? They're not going down to the DMV and paying their normal registration fee for their license or their registration, because they're buying those tags off the street hot. People sell them right? And it's a felony if you get caught with one of those illegal tags. Because if they have a tag that looks like it's, that appears to be in date, or not out of date, then the police are not going to even be apt to pull them over, even before, these stupid rules are going to come down the plate at you, where you cannot stop people who have expired tags. And like I said in my episode, the last episode, that is a telltale sign a lot of times of a criminal, because that's how they roll. They're not playing by the rules, and you can't go get your license renewed or your tags renewed if the car's in your name, if you have a felony or warrants or anything like that. So you're just inviting criminals to just take over everything. And that's what they're doing. And they're just trying to protect people of color, because they're trying to pander to them, because they're treating them like babies and treating them with kid gloves, because they don't want to seem like they're, wait for it, racist. So everything is going to be patty with them, right? They don't want to, and you letting it, and most of them, and it's not law-abiding citizens, it's hoodlums. But you gotta do it for everybody, because you can't pull over a hoodlum or a law-abiding citizen, or let a law-abiding citizen go, or somebody who looks presentable, and then pull over a hoodlum, because then that would be a racist. Anyway, they got a good description of the car. They got a license plate. I guarantee you those tags. First of all, I guarantee you that car is not registered to him, okay, or those guys, okay? It's not registered to them. Ladies and gentlemen, a long time ago, I told my friends, relatives, and just about everyone in my circle that hip-hop culture and rap would be the detriment to not only black youths, but to the black community as a whole. I preached that it promotes crime, violence, drugs, and a subculture, including speech, that would distance the black community from mainstream society. All these rappers strive for is street cred, bling bling, and how many hoes they can bed, and who's the next fool that they can shoot. Well, this was all in play last Thursday as a Bay Area rapper whose name I will never mention on any of my episodes. As a matter of fact, I will never mention the name of any rapper personally, pronoun-wise, on any of my episodes. This particular rapper from the Bay Area, and Vallejo in particular, same town as Confunction, which is kind of just a slap in their face. This rapper was shot and killed by a retired Oakland police captain while that former officer was pumping gas at 1:00 p.m. in broad daylight. He and two other individuals, let's just say for lack of a better term, tried to rob the police captain. And he shot and killed this rapper. Coming up next, I'll have that story and my opinions on the fabulous form factor. We live like that. We don't go around listening to that crap. It's crazy. And it's trickled down into the culture of how they behave, how they think, and how they have to show up and show off how bad they are at the expense of people who are minding their own business, working every day, or have worked for 27 years, like Mr. Joyner. And it's minding his own business, trying to start a second career, and you're going to kind of come up and stick a gun to his head. Well, I'm glad that guy took the room temperature challenge. You know what? It's not unfortunate that he lost his life. It's not unfortunate. He brought that on himself. It's called personal responsibility. And guess what? They're going to find those other ones too. And if they don't, if they don't shape up, somebody's going to tell, and they're going to be in jail. especially if Ersie Joyner passes away. I don't think he's really out of the woods yet. If he passes away, that's a murder charge. I don't care who shot him. I don't care if the decedent shot him. It's still a murder charge. So, like I said, this hip-hop culture has trickled over into the crime that you see now, because it's a slap on the wrist that they're getting, and they know there's not enough police to investigate. There's not enough police to even follow them, because everything is so doggone lenient and liberal now. But all of you who voted for this, all of you who wanted this, well, guess what? You asked for it, you got it. And these guys that you think that just in the system, that old made up liberal term about the jail system, they put their own self in the jail system. There ain't nobody going around with a rope and rounding up young people and throwing them in jail. So I don't want to hear that. They're in the jail because they put themselves in jail, and they wasn't thinking about college in the first place. The only thing they're thinking about is trying to get over on you, and it doesn't matter if they kill you or somebody you love. That's just what they want to do. So anyway, to close this particular episode, Ersie Joyner, retired Oakland, California police captain, was shot 6 times after being robbed at an Oakland gas station in broad daylight by 3 hoodlums. He killed one of the hoodlums. The other 2 are still at large as of now. And at last report, Ersie Joyner was in stable but still critical condition. So I will come back with a follow-up episode if something comes about, if they're caught, or if something ill will happens to Mr. Joyner. So once again, thank you for listening to the Fabulous Form Factor. Please tune in again next time for another episode, and I'll see you again real soon. Take care. Bye.
Were you entertained? Were you informed? If the answer is yes to both, please tune in again next time to the Fabulous Forum Factor and all its facts with Mr. Kenneth Moultrie.